Well, this is awkward. You wanna know why I'm, a player model, not my usual self, and why am I holding a crowbar? Well, it's because of two reasons. One, well, this video is really different than any other video. And two, this crowbar is kind of a spoiler, because, mind the leg, I'm ranking all of these weapons from Splatoon 3. Now, the reason why I say Splatoon 3 is because, well, it's the first ever game I have full connection with. I'm not joking. And I'm gonna rank all these weapons in a P rank to F rank tier list. Why P? Well, think of it as like a rank higher than S tier. And if you don't know how tier lists work, basically, you find something that you like or don't like, and rank them in one of those tiers. Like, for example, the weapon I'm holding, let's just say that if, for example, I really love it and I go pro with it, I might give it a high rank tier, like low B to high A. And if you don't like my opinions, that's fine. Share me your own opinions, but please, for the love of God, don't be violent. Because let's just say that I don't have fondness with very violent people. In other words, let's get to ranking. Yeah, I'm starting this off with the Sploosh-O-Matic, and to be honest, the Sploosh-O-Matic is a pretty crappy weapon in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some people who like this weapon, but yeah, this poor guy has a dog cone right on the nozzle, and I gotta be honest with you, this thing's range is just too short for my opinion. Like, way too short. And I don't think its kit is worth it either. I mean, Curling Bomb is alright on it, and I kind of like the pros and cons on the Ultra Stamp, smacking it into any people's heads. But this thing, yeah, I don't like it. So I'm gonna put this in C tier. Shit. There. Neo Sploosh-O-Matic. It's basically the same thing as regular Sploosh-O-Matic, except a little bit more on the Smarty Pants side. Where the original Sploosh-O-Matic is just meh. This thing is the scientific version of meh. And for placing down squid beacons, it is useful, but on second thought, this thing might be useful with the squid beacon. And this thing has a special that counters its short range, and that is my most favorite special, the Killer Whale 5.1. Basically, Killer Whale 5.1 is like how shall we say, the Fusro DOS scream from Skyrim, if you catch my drift. Yeah, I love that thing so much. And sure, it's basically a second version of a weapon that I don't like, but a little bit more tactical. So I'm gonna give this one the B tier. Nailed it! Ah yes, everyone's actual first ever weapon, the Splattershot Jr. And I gotta be honest with you, it's a pretty solid weapon actually. I mean, for my personal opinion, this is just the Sploosh-O-Matic, but cooler. Wanna know why? Well, obviously it's based on a very cheap squirt gun, which I remember owning some of those as a kid. And this thing's plastic changes color depending on whichever ink you have. And holy crap, this thing is very versatile, and let's just say that the good old Splat Bomb and Big Bubbler combo, yeah, very solid beginner weapon. So this thing deserves the A tier. Score! And just to be honest with you, this is its second kit, and personally, I really like it. And no, it's not about the little silly sticker, believe me. I really like silly stickers, or cool stickers, or whatever kind of stickers. No, this thing is also a tactical weapon. Basically, this thing has a torpedo, which is a very hit or miss sub, in my opinion. But this thing has Wave Breaker, my other favorite special weapon, and holy hell, it is so awesome. So, instead of giving it the A tier like its cousin, I'm gonna get this one an S tier for super solid and silly little sticker. Alright, next up is a better cousin of the Splashomatic, and yeah, this thing is a fantastic tattoo pen. I'm not kidding. I mean, this thing is pretty straight, pun intended, because, well, this thing has no spray at all. This thing is just to the point. And burst bomb, yeah, well, let's just say that it's a instant grenade. They should have added a sub weapon that acts like a fragment grenade, spraying out not only normal ink but also small little divots based on shrapnel. Nintendo? I think he can give you an idea for a shrapnel-based sub-weapon. And I'm getting off track. Anyways, I like Burst Bomb. However, the Crab Tank, yeah, I really like how it plays, but I can't play it right. Because, let's just say that I'm not good with the Crab Tank. So, pretty good kit. So, I'm gonna put this one in the A tier. Now, what about the other kits? Yeah, I said kits, not kit, kits. Because this thing has two! The first one we have here is the Neo Splashomatic with Suction Bomb and Tripling Strength Ed. Let me just say, this thing has a sticky situation with some people, and nothing better to face against sticky situations like that is with a sticky bomb. Kinda, yeah. A lot of people pretty much have enough time to run away from a sticky bomb. And Tripling Strike, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but yeah, I can't aim well. But credit where it's due, this thing deserves the A tier. Alongside with its original partner. Now then, the third kit of the game, the Splashomatic GCKO or Gecko or whatever. Yeah. So, this thing has a Toxic Mist and Ink Storm, which, yeah, no wonder why there's a big ass headlight there. It's because that way, if it's darkened, it gets stormy or foggy or full of smoke. Ugh. You can just turn it on. If it's possible, because I don't know if these things turn on in game or not, but the kit is kind of a mixed bag for me, so I'm gonna give this one a B tier. Yeah, I kind of placed those boxes inside the terrain. what's this? Another triple header? This one is the Aerospray, which I'm not gonna use the first and second kit's original names. I'm just gonna get how the color is. Basically, the Silver Aerospray is pretty much a pretty sweet spray after all. Way better than the Splooshomatic, that is. This thing got a little bit more range. Range on special spam. This thing is a rushdown weapon with the Fizzy Bomb, which, yeah, if you try to recreate those kinds of bombs, then you might end up being like someone that opened a very well shooken cannon and blows up the house. And Reef Slider, I got mixed opinions on Reef Sliders. On one hand, they're pretty useful. On the other hand, they need extreme precision. I'm not talking like normal precision. And I'm talking like so streamlined and so tunnel vision that you needed perfect amount of precision. So I'm just gonna say that this thing deserves the A tier. Next up is the Gold Aerospray. And one of my friends' mains, too. Yeah, this thing has Sprinkler, which, if you use it right, it'll ruin anyone's day. But this thing spams Booyah Bombs, and let me just say, if you played Splatfests before in Splatoon 3, yeah, you already know what comes down next. Yeah, this thing is so OP that it's still not nerfed! Like, seriously! They could have just, do it like they did with the certain, special weapon, which we'll get to later. But, yeah, they should really nerf, Booyah Bombs. But this thing is also a rushdown weapon too, but more slower and to the point. On proper tactics and not just rush it down. So, just like its cousin, I'm gonna get this one an A tier. Oh, you. The Colors Aerospray. And the fun thing about Colors Aerospray is that it's special, removes colors! And the funny thing about the Colors Aerospray is that this thing is so annoying to get a 1-star of! Like, again, I like the Burst Bomb, but Splatter Color Screen! I fucking hate it! This thing just makes me almost go blind when it's first released, and when they updated it, it's pretty suitable on the screen part, but the noises, the fizzling, that just pisses me off. So, you know what? This thing deserves not a D tier. Far from it. This thing deserves the F tier. Alright, so I was going to review the 3 kits this thing has, but how? How am I gonna review 3 kits where there's clearly 7 of them? Oh, sorry. 7 of them! Yeah, that's right. This thing has a 7 ring or 7 soul or 7 whatever. Her treatment. Why did I forget the word for a second? But that doesn't matter anyways. However, I'm gonna review the kits and then review their aesthetics. So I'm gonna review the splatter shot, that the Tintin splatter shot, then the glimmer splatter shot, and then the other splatter shots. Oof. Anyways, you can't go wrong with the OG. Yeah, this thing has Suction Bomb and Trizuka, just like the other splatter shots. And this thing is pretty solid. So, I'm not gonna this and put it in the P tier. It deserves it. Next up is the Tentatek Splatter Shot. And on my other friend mains. And I really like its kit. It has Splat Bomb and Tripling Strike. Where, here's the thing. I really like that Splash Shots have Splat Bombs. It really tingles my excitementness or whatever. But Tripling Strike, again, can't aim it properly, but it is fun to use. So, I'm just gonna do it. P tier. Now this one is pretty glamorous because it is a glamorous splatter shot, and this thing has a monstrous kit. I mean, Burst Bomb and Kraken Royale. This is insane. Though Kraken Royale got a pretty huge nerf, which I kind of get. Yeah, back in Splatoon 1, which I haven't played in ever, really. Yeah, I never grew up with the first Splatoon game. I remember Krakens being very OP, so they nerfed it, give it a starting and ending sequence, and go from there. But this thing is so OP that it automatically deserves to be in the P tier. Well, that's all 3 kits down. Here we go with the other 4. With the Hero Shot. And let me just say, it's basically like if you mix a 2D printer and a 3D printer combined. And make it look like one of those rifles from Halo. But more Splatoon-esque than Halo-esque. I mean, I really like the aesthetics, but yeah. This thing is pretty rewarding, though. Why can't we have the fully upgraded Hero Shot replica? Oh wait, I know. This thing is the Story Mode exclusive. Yeah. And worst of all, it shares the same kit as the Splatter Shot. They could have just replaced the suction bomb with a little buddy and call it a day. So, sorry to say this, but you deserve the S tier. Should have been B tier, but there's no little buddy. And now, the Order Shot. Can I just say that, I don't like using it? Yeah. Same with the, other, side order weapons. Spoiler alert. But, next up is the Octoshot replica, and I'd rather have this than all of the other side order weapons. Because of the fact that this thing used to be my main in Splatoon 2! Which I was way too late to be in, by the way, because I missed all of the Splatfests. All of them. Every single one of them. And the biggest thing ever, I am never closely connected to Off the Hook from that game. I'm more of me being connected with them in side order. Just like how I was pretty much connected with the Squid Sisters and Alterna and whatnot. But I really like the Octoshot replica. It's pretty sweet. So I'm gonna get this one a P tier. But before I do that, I really like it that it's basically a reskin of the Tentatek Splatter Shot. From one Tentatek remodel to the next, this is a plastic bottle Splatter Shot replica. This thing is from Splatoon Raiders, and spoiler alert, it's pretty fun. You should give it a try if you have a Switch 2. Or if you don't own a Switch 2 and you were too eager, then watch some videos of it. So, overall, I really like this bad boy. Kinda wish that somebody recreate all the weapons from Splatoon Raiders into Gary's mod so that way I can rank all those weapons too, including their Primo versions. So, this thing goes into the B tier. Yeah, I really like the Tentatek reskins. Sue me. Okay then. So, we got the 52 cal. And this thing right here is pretty reliable. Though I can't aim with a splash wall because, well, there is no indicator on the trajectory on those splash walls. I don't know why they did not add a trajectory for those splash walls. But I really like its kit nonetheless. Again, I really like the killer whale. So, even though it's not going to be in a high spot because the fire rate is a little bit sluggish, I'm going to give it a solid B tier. Oh, you. Yep. Another kit with a splatter color screen. And the worst part is, it has a worse special than the damn Colors Aerospray. This thing has Curling Bomb. Just what I needed. Oh, a subpar sub and a horrible special on a semi-slow rate gun that has freaking jewel dots everywhere. You're lucky that you're gonna be in D tier because I already put your horrible associate at F tier. There we go. After a little bit of a off-screen rage break, let's get back to the good ones with the Ends Up 85. And my other friend means this thing, and let's see. This thing has Suction Bomb and Tacticooler, which, by the way, Nintendo, you should really buff Tacticooler. Why? Because this thing has lots of potential. I'm not kidding. Give it a little sip of agreement. And this thing is so fun, too. Like, seriously. It feels like I'm playing Duck Hunt. Though, it's not the weapon's fault that Tacticooler isn't viable. It's because of the fact that nobody ever goes to my goddamn Tacticoolers when I play this thing. I mean, I try to find the best tactical spots, but nothing. They have different tactics. I wish I put it... I'm gonna put it this... I wish that I can put this in P tier, but I'm sorry to do this, but S tier. Which is still a good spot, by the way. Next up is the Ends Up 89. Yeah, this thing spews out lots of chickens. And lots of explosive dummies, too. Like, I can't count how many chickens and explosive dummies he throw out. Like, autobombs are pretty much like chickens, and they run towards them, but instead of just plucking anyone's ankles, they just explode. And super chumps, they're pretty useful for distractions. Though, I think this thing fits better as a support weapon than a distraction weapon. So, with your cousin, I'm putting you in S tier. Oh, now we're gonna play with the professionals. Basically, the Splash Shot Pro is basically a mega evolution of the original Splash Shot, where this thing has a different kit, just like how Mega Pokemon have different stats and different types. This thing has Angle Shooter and Crab Tank. You already know my opinion on Crab Tank, but Angle Shooters? They have wasted potential. Yeah. They don't do so good. I mean, if Nintendo ended up finding a way to buff the Angle Shooter or make it very viable, at least add some kind of explosion when they connect on the walls or something. Make it like those torpedoes where if there's no one there, then they have a different type of effect. So, oh yeah, this thing has a slow fire rate. I'm gonna put this one in A tier. What about the other pros? Well, this right here is the Forge Splatter Shot Pro, and this thing has a Suction Bomb and Booyah Bomb. The Booyah Bomb fits on this thing because this thing is very slow and a lot more powerful, though not as powerful as some other special weapons. Bleh! English today. Yeah, this thing can really fuck everybody's day over with suction bombs and booyah bombs. This thing is pretty slow and pretty powerful. This is just an ordinary tank weapon. Even though it's not P-tier material, this still deserves the S tier. Alright. Next up, we got the FRZ and Frozen. What kind of idiot names those kinds of, Yeah, this thing has, splat bombs. Yeah, those things are pretty balanced, but Tentamissiles. Goddamn Tentamissiles. Basically, in Splatoon 2, they added in the Tentamissiles where they are very controversial. Like, so controversial that the first round, let's just say that they are very OP, yet so slow. Like, you have to wait for decades for it to reach its proper targets. But they update it and make it a lot faster, like somebody on crack faster. But then 2.0 came and nerfed it where you can't spam those Tentamissiles anymore. Bring that nerf onto the Booyah Bomb, Nintendo! Yeah. This thing, without that, extremely great nerf, it would have been, somewhere, very powerful, but with that nerf, this thing is a pretty nice tank weapon. That kind of sound like an, laser gun right there. If you think the Splash Shot Pros are tanky, wait until you see the 96 gal. These things are proper definitions of a tank weapon. What do I mean? Sprinkler and Ink Vac. You already know about sprinklers being, well, great on some occasions, but Ink Vac, ooh, mama. This thing is a double-edged sword. Like, it's literally a vacuum that you suck it up in front of you, but not behind you for balancing reasons and whatnot. And when you suck enough ink and electric explosion. Now, what about my actual opinion on the actual weapon? Yeah, this thing is a literal tank. Not a P-tier type of tank because, well, because the kit is a mixed bag. But it's classified as an S-tier tank. Ooh. The Divot Dots of Doom Splatoon Edition! This thing has a Splash Wall, which, again, we need a aiming reticle for it. And this thing also has Kraken. Sure, the Kraken can be slow on heavier side weapons, but speed over power over speed. I mean, this thing is so brutal! Like, P-tier material brutal, get in there! And now, for the claws, gal. For the claws, 96. Pants. It's just pants. Like, angle shooter? Pretty hit or miss, but tacticaler? Tacticaler? I don't remember having a literal tank weapon with a support weapon. Like, oh my god. This thing is literally pants. And I'm not joking here. They actually used pair of jeans for the bad bit on the jug and the handle thing. So, yeah, B tier. You guys thought I'm gonna put it in B tier for pants? Nope. Welp, if you want to play as a sniper but don't have enough patience or keen eye as one, then Jet Squelchers is for you. And it has angle shooter and ink vac, which, again, angle shooter, hit or miss, ink vac, double-edged sword. And this thing, I really like its range, and a little bit of a fire rate buff is pretty good too. Yeah, they should really make it more friendly for those who wanted to be snipers by increasing the fire rate a little bit. Though it's basically a wannabe sniper rifle. So I'm gonna give this one an A tier. What about the other Squelchers? This is the custom Jet Squelcher, which really making it tip yellow and adding a sticker on it. Guys, if you want to make a kit for the Jet Squelcher with Toxic Mist and Ink Storm, you gotta make it into a different color. Like, seriously, this thing has a Toxic Rain kit. Are you saying that you don't have enough paint to make this thing green or purple or whatever color? Or you prefer poison? Whew. Missed opportunity right there. Such a big missed opportunity that I'm gonna give it a B. Next up is the Jet Squelcher, COBR Cobar Cober, who? Again, who is naming these things? Jeebus. Yeah, this thing is basically a snake. A melee snake, in fact. This thing has a very toxic range for a very sharp bursting weapon. Like, burst bomb? Yeah, this thing can combo, and triple splashdown. Oh, I forgot about the triple splashdown. Basically, they make original splashdown, but buff it a little bit where they added 2 more hands. Like, instead of, and here comes a giant fist! And here comes a giant fist! Instead it's just, and here comes a giant fists! Yeah. That is the best buff ever. Though it has a little bit more start lag. Even though, like, the scales on the thing and the burst bomb and the triple splashdown fitting on Jet Squelchers pretty well, I'm giving it a B tier. Why? Who came up with this name? Like, seriously, you could have just used a normal roller instead of just code names or whatnot. I'm sorry that I have to do this. Your kit was awesome, though. Am I gonna predict that we're gonna have a Star Wars crossover? Because this thing looks like a Stormtrooper blaster. The Splattershot Nova is basically a Stormtrooper blaster from Star Wars. And this thing has Point Center, which, I gotta be honest with you, I really like point sensor. It's really useful, though. They should really add a buff where it adds, like, a little bit of damage. Like, not a lot of damage, not an explosive, just 10% of damage. It can really combo. And Killer Whale, oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. So, I'm gonna put this one in the A tier. Why A tier, you ask? Yeah, this thing's damage is so flimsy. Like, this thing has little to no damage when shooting. Like, before they buff it in Summon Run, you have to take like 2 to 3 shots on a small fry with this thing. Like, oh, it's annoying. But the kit carries it though. Could have been a B if the kit wasn't amazing. From a Stormtrooper blaster to a Clone Trooper blaster. This is a Anakai Splattershot Nova with Ink Mine, which, to be frank, Ink Mines are pretty useful for slower firing snipers or splatters or splatlings. But this thing rocks with it, especially with Inkjet, which you can operate a literal jet. Though it's not P tier material, but it is tier material. Even if its cousin has a worse fire rate. Well, fire damage. Is this a fucking joke? No, really. Is this a fucking joke? Those noses made triple burst weapons look bad. Wanna know why? Well, you can't shoot 3 projectiles and keep holding them. You just tap, tap, tap. Ugh. These things are just fucking terrible. Both in multiplayer lobby, no matter if it's Turf War, Splatfest, Ranked, whatever, and they're worse than Salmon Run. Like, who needs 3 of those fucking weapons anyways? Clearly no one. Except for those annoying nozzle nose fans that think that, oh, they're sleeper hits. No, they're not. They're completely disgusting. So, you know what this means? Not D tier, F tier. Not on just one of them, not just 2 of them, all of them. All those fucking nozzle noses. You know what? Where's the damn rope? Ah, there it is. There! All of them! In F tier! Now with those noses out of the way, here's the final 2 splatter shots. The Squeezer. And let me just say, they know how to celebrate. As a mid-tier weapon with a horrible kit. With a horrible second kit. Yeah, this thing has a splash wall, which, again, they really need to have an indicator on where you put the damn wall. But this thing has Trizuka, which pretty good. And I really like that you don't have to keep tapping to, keep firing long range. You can just tap one long range bullet, well, pelt or ink blob or whatever, and just spray it all around. Yeah, I got no opinions on the gimmick, except this thing is a champagne bottle. I'm not kidding. So, let's put it in the middle ground and call it a B tier. But what about its sickly brother? With Autobomb and Splatter Color Screen? Suffice to say, I felt pretty sad. Yeah, a pretty alright weapon getting a horrible special with an awesome sub. Well, one of the awesome subs. It's just sad. I don't want to be angry at a very sickly colored squeezer. So, here's a pitiful, well, a gifting C tier. Get well soon, foil squeezer. Alright, the Luna Blaster. Yeah, this thing has a Splat Bomb, again, Bounce Bomb, really, and the most awesomest special ever! Like, literally so awesome! The Zipcaster, where you can be Spider-Man! Well, technically Plastic Man? With the stretchy arms? Maybe? Eh. In any rage case, this thing has the best, most awesome special ever! And with a balanced sub, no less. However, this thing has very short range. Perfect for very up-close attacks. And this thing is a very fun surprise weapon, so this thing deserves the B tier. And what's even better, I really like its side order her look. Like, it looks more alien-esque too. I'm giving this one a P tier as well. Now, with the original / order Luna Blaster, her being awesome with its kit, this thing kind of looks like a drunk uncle. I'm not kidding. This thing, instead of being invisible white or futuristic white and chrome, it's basically ninja black, which ironically does not have anything to do really into ninja related. With like Physic Bomb and Ultra Smash. Ultra Stamp! Blech. Why did I say Ultra Smash? Yeah. Basically, that's what a drunk uncle would come up with, that very up close and dangerous weapon. Think of it with a very explosive can of pop and a pretty hit or miss special weapon. So this thing deserves the A tier. It did a flip! Oh yes, the blaster, where you think spot shots represent offense, blasters represent defense. And a perfect example of that is with Autobomb and Big Bubbler. This thing is one of the perfect defense kits, which, yeah, I don't properly do defense. I'm just more of a distraction / rushdown / tank, if you get my drift. Though, I gotta be honest with you, blasters aren't my cup of tea. So, yeah. But one thing's for sure, the design carries it with the flames, so this thing gets an A tier. The custom blaster, however, point sensor and triple splashdown. This thing tries to be like his brother, but not all defense-wise. Just going for a bit of offense, where this thing uses point sensor and that does not deal damage. However, triple splashdown can rack up some KOs if you know how to time well. So, screw it! A tier! Next up, Ooh, this one's pretty. This one is the Gleams Blaster. Now, this thing can really stress a lot of people out, really, with Squeak Beacon and Crab Tank. Now, Squeak Beacon is pretty useful if you want to be brave and use a big old super jump. And if you don't want anyone to notice that you are actually super jumping to someone. So, place on a Squid Beacon and you're good. However, Crab Tank, if you play your cards right, this thing is badass. And this thing can blast everybody with style. Not P tier style, but S tier style. S for style. Oh yeah. A 10-tier, slower version of the original blaster. But with zoning and in the key. Because this thing has Suction Bomb and Wave Breaker. Basically, if you place down the Wave Breaker and figure out how to surround the entire here thing with sticky bombs, oh boy, there's gonna be lots of hell to pay. And what makes this even fun, suffice to say, better range over speed. So this thing pretty much proves to be a A-tier tank. Now what about the custom one? Yeah, I don't think the custom one would be able to be a good tanky Kraken. Wanna know why? The range is too slow! And oh boy. I'm gonna have a lot of people saying so many mean things to me, but I don't think Kraken fits well with range blasters. Yeah, I said it. I don't think Krakens fit with range blasters. Splat bombs, they fit pretty well. Hell, if they want to remove all the sub-weapons and replace it with splat bombs, I'm fine with it, but they could have just added in, like, a different special weapon that fits more of a tactical or tanky substance for it. Not Kraken. So, I'm putting this in B tier. Do you think the devs really play Splatoon because they feared of what they created? These things are super dangerous, like, I don't know what to say. It's just, and their kids is, like, this one's kid should have been on one of those splatter shots, but this thing is more dangerous than the ends up 989. I don't know where to place them. C for Clash. I scored! But seriously, C for Clash. Yeah, Rapid Blasters are pretty strong. Wanna know why? They traded damage over speed. The opposite of the range blasters. And oh my god, Rapid Blaster Pros did range and speed so well. Now that the regular ones have tactical subs and double-edged specials, yeah, you really need to aim well with triple ink strike for the normal Rapid Blaster, and you really need to cover your back with the ink vac on the Pro. However, these things, they are so nasty. Like, the Deco version of the normal Rapid Blaster has torpedoes and ink jets. Like, that is so nasty in a good way. The Pro version, however, yeah, it's Killer Whale. Yeah, I really like it, but do they really need to give it angle shooter? I mean, if they really need to balance that out, they could have just added in, like, let's say, a different sub that hinders blasters. Oh wait, a lot of people don't like angle shooters. So, I don't know what to do with these. You know what? I'm putting the Rapid Blaster and Rapid Blaster Deco on E tier. The Rapid Blaster Pro Deco who goes in B. Wait. Damn it! Hang on. It escaped! There. And I'm putting this one in A tier. And now for the Rapid Blaster Pro WNTR or again, the naming. This thing has suction bomb and tacticooler. You know, if they ended up making a, you know, in the future, they should really make a Mountain Dew themed blaster, calling it the Baja Blast. And I'm getting myself out of track. This thing has a suction bomb and tacticooler, which, yeah, suction bombs are pretty useful, but again, tacticooler, hit or miss, because nobody goes to my tacticoolers. Whew. Yeah, plus I don't like the coloration on this thing, especially the seaweed at the bottom. I mean, if they wanted to make it a winter theme, they could just make this thing either white as snow or blue as ice, and have the kelp traded with the bleached coral to make it like it snowed. So, C tier. And also this kit on this blaster is doo-doo. Oh, now we're playing with power. Super power! Oh, I always wanted to say that. Now, you might be thinking, why am I starting with its second kit and not its first kit? Well, A, numerical order, and B, this thing has a badass kit! But before I go there, let me just say, I like its gimmick where if you just stay on the ground, it fires farther, but if you're jumping, insta blast. I really like its gimmick. So, now for the kit. Burst Bomb is an awesome wombo combo weapon, and Booyah Bomb. Just Booyah Bomb. Yeah. So, this thing is S tier. No, wait, P tier. Yeah, I really like it. Now, for its original kit, the S-Blast 92. They pretty much cooked it wrong. I mean, they nailed the gimmick, sure, but Sprinkler and Reef Slider? Is it supposed to be a support weapon or or a speedy weapon or whatever? They just confuse a lot of people with this kit. But credit where it's due, I really like its gimmick and its design too. So I'm putting this one in the S tier. S for S-Blast. We blasted through the blasters. Now it's the roller's time to shine with the carbon roller. And I really like how its kit nails its gimmick of trading power over speed. Wanna know why? Well, autobombs are pretty much very fantastic sub-weapons for some rushdown weapons, but oh my god, they cannot find a better weapon for this. For Zipcaster, which they kind of did, but I'm getting ahead of myself. This thing is very awesome with the Autobomb and Zipcaster, like, so awesome. Though, the problem is, I'm only good with only one roller. Yeah, just one roller. Not one type of roller, just one specific roller. Which we'll get to very soon. So, hold on to your butts, because it'll be surprising. So yeah, I really like Carbon Roller's kit theming around its gimmick of being a very fast-paced rushdown weapon. So, this thing deserves the S tier. Thought I was gonna give it a P tier, huh? Now, what about the other carbons? Next up is the Carbon Roller Deco with the Burst Bomb and Trizuka. I don't know why, but I think those two weapons also fit as well. Yeah. Burst Bomb is a pretty great combo weapon and an easy way to flatten your opponents. And Trizuka, just, you're out of ink, out of options, out of room. However, there's one thing in your arsenal, and that is a big fucking bazooka. Yeah, you can blast them out, and then you can keep on rolling like there's no tomorrow. So, even though it's not a perfect rushdown weapon, it's a perfect weapon overall. So, A tier, S tier. Blech. And now for the A and G. You know what? Fuck it. I'm giving the future Dusty weapons their own names. The hiking carbon. There, the hiking carbon. This one has Fizzy Bomb and Super Chump, which Fizzy Bomb fits, and Super Chump. Let's just say that the biking carbon is basically a roller version of the ends up 89. Ugh, why do I mix up a lot of numbers? Yeah. This thing is a pretty great destruction weapon. And, well, there is one downside. There's a headlight. I don't know if it works or not, but if you try rolling with it, like this, it somehow points up and not forward. Well, even though it's flawed, it's getting a high ranking, and that ranking is A. Yep. This thing combines speed and power in a balanced fashion. The good old Splat Roller. Yeah, this thing has a curling bomb and big bubbler. A pretty speedy sub and a pretty defensive special. This thing represents balance, and I love it. So, I'm putting this one in A tier. However, this thing has a replica. The side order version. Yeah, I don't like most side order weapons, except for the blaster and the other weapon that I'm gonna mention when the time comes. But, yeah. I don't like the side order weapon designs. Well, most of the side order weapon designs. However, I really like its second kit, the Crack-On Splat Roller. Again, another friend of mine's main. This thing has Squid Beacon where Again, if you place a test, if you place tactically, then your team will rush by you soon. But this thing, this is the reason why it's called the Crack-On Splat Roller. You transform into a Kraken, and this is the first weapon that introduces the Kraken Royale. I'm not kidding. With that, it deserves an S tier for bringing in my most favorite special. If you want to rack up lots of KOs but don't care about speed, the Dynamo is for you. This thing is so tactical that it has a tactic cooler. I'm not kidding. This slow riding roller that is so heavy that I can barely hold it has the best support weapon, well, special weapon. Yeah. And I really like its Sprinkler. Again, if you place it right, it'll definitely make someone stay horrible. So, despite it being really heavy, I'm giving this one an A tier. And now, for the biggest disappointment of all. Will you shut up? And you too? Sorry. The biggest disappointment of all for me. The Golden Dynamo. This thing has been memed on when the second kits were revealed in the Chill Season in 2022 trailer. Because this thing was teased when the game released. And what did it get? A Splat Bomb and Super Chump. This thing is supposed to rack up KOs, not to distract anyone. Even though a lot of people like it, for me, it is just sad. Not F tier sad, not even D tier sad, just C tier sad. Could have gotten a better kit, but however, the Dynamo's third kit, the Stars Dynamo, this thing became a tactical weapon with point sensor and killer whale. I really like its kit, and I really love its Starry Galaxy design. Though, that thing is pretty heavy. Not as heavy as the stars, far from it. But heavy nonetheless. So, I was going to give it an S tier, but nah. A tier. You're still pretty, though. Ah, yes. The calligraphy pen's greatest nemesis. The Flingza Roller. And I should know. This thing was my nemesis, too. Before 2.0 came. This thing has the ink mines, which rollers plus ink mines equals a dangerous mix, just like loneliness and cheeseburgers. But this thing has fucking tenta missiles. But thank God they nerfed the living hell out of those things. So it goes from my worst enemy, well, second worst enemy, to now just a thing in the past. And pretty balanced nonetheless. Even if it has ink mines. But nonetheless, this thing deserves the A tier. Now, what about its... But now what about its cousin, the Foil Flingza? Fuck! That damn splatter color screen! F tier for you! Oh yeah, this thing has Suction Bomb too. Forgot about that one. Alrighty. Now, we got the Big Swig. Which, speaking of, Grabbing a swig of my water. And now, time for the big swig. This thing has splash wall and ink tank. A very, very versatile roller indeed. However, my sibling did not main this thing. It mains the other one. But nonetheless, pretty tactical. Even if the ink vac is a double-edged sword, but still tactical either way. A tier. This is the one my sibling mains. The Big Swig Express. And no, it's not a train. This is a second kit for the Big Swig. Sure, it has angle shooter, but it has Ink Storm. And let me just say, Ink Storm can rain on your parade if you are in a very horrible spot. So, I'm giving this one the S tier. Should have been P if it has a different sub. And now, I wish that guy mained this one. This is the Planet's Big Swig. This thing has torpedo and triple splashdown. Again, torpedo is a double bomb. However, if you feel lucky while rolling on this thing, and if you pop a triple ink strike, you might either get a kill or a wipeout. So, this thing deserves the P tier. P for Planet. Okay, I don't know how they pluck seahorse hair to make this, but ink brushes are so fast, like so fast that you can just... Yeah, I think I went a little too fast. But seriously, they are so floppy, but they are very speedy. And let me just say that it is a perfect kit. Splat Bomb and Killer Whale. Masterpiece. Not a P tier masterpiece, but an S tier masterpiece. Now this thing. This thing has the most rarest bristles of all. They're not from horsehair or seahorse hair or any kind of hair, really. Well, any kind of land hair. This thing came from walruses. I'm joking, of course, but this thing has a pretty sweet kit. Like, it has ink mine. Again, rollers and ink mines is a dangerous mix. Way more dangerous if you're using a brush. And, oh my god, Ultra Stamp. I've been killed by this thing. Not because it's a pretty good weapon, but this thing has Ultra Stamp. So I'm gonna give this an S tier. Why not a P tier? I have a grudge against those things. Yeah. From squid to octopus, we got the Octobrush. The most floppiest brush ever? Yeah. In Gary's mod, this thing is so floppy that it's impossible for the bristles to stay put. Like, so damn floppy. So sucky flop. Nevertheless, it has Suction Bomb and Zipcaster. A best combo for a brush like this. So, S tier? No, P. P for perfect. But the side order version, however... bleh. I don't think this one will suffice F tier. Oh yeah, I forgot about those noses. And now, for its second kit, the Octobrush Nouveau. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with the brush. It claims to be a tactical brush, and it is a tactical brush. Wanna know why? Squeak Beacon and Ink Storm. It's a perfect tactical combo, in my opinion. So I'm gonna give this one an S tier. Should have been a B, but S tier is still good nonetheless. The Comet's Octobrush. This thing has Autobomb and Kraken! And a piece of the moon! I think. And if you think the moon is safe, don't you dare taste this part! I learned out that the moon's rocky surface is so toxic that it'll be sick! No wonder why Cave Johnson died. But with an awesome combo of Autobomb and Kraken, it deserves to be in the B tier. Just like its awesome cousin. Oh yeah! The Battle Axe of Splatoon! The Paintbrush! Yeah, I view paintbrushes as battle axes. So, the first kit is a defense kit with a curling bomb and wave breaker. And holy crap, it is a fantastic defensive brush. I mean, seriously, this thing is awesome. I mean, it could be a lot more awesome if there's a gimmick where it acts like a freaking boomerang. Even though that gimmick does not exist yet, I'm gonna give this one the S tier. But what about the other two battle axes? Well, there's a Paintbrush Nouveau with point sensor and Tenta missiles. Thank God this is way past 1.0. Otherwise, oh my God, we're gonna have Tenta missiles for months, possibly even decades. But this is an alright kit with the point sensor, by the way. But on a battle axe like this, it deserves better. So, A tier. Right here. And this is the copper battle axe or copper paintbrush. I'm not using that brand's way of naming things. It's too confusing. This thing is supposed to be a tactical paintbrush, but it has Trizuka. I don't think it can be tactical with bazooka, really. But if it has homing missiles or whatnot, that it'll be fantastic, really. Though this battle axe is pretty much so complicated-ish. Yeah, it doesn't know where it goes, and I don't know where it goes, so to balance out, B tier. You know, I thought I was gonna hate using chargers, but after playing loads of Salmon Run, I'm starting to get a good fun with them. Though, my most favorite class is not here yet, but we're gonna start off with the chargers with the classic Squiffer. Now, this thing is a rush down defense charger. I'm not joking. This thing has point sensor and big bubbler. Perfect to go out to find the nearest big guy to defend and pop up a big shield. Just to keep it safe from all those shots firing at it. And I think this is pretty suitable. So, S tier. As for Squiffer. Now, the new one, on the other hand, switches its defense with speed. Auto Bomb fits perfectly. You know what else fits perfectly? The Zipcaster. Yeah, that and OG Carbon fits perfectly with Zipcaster. Like, holy hell, like, seriously, it is really fun! And it's perfect too! Now, which tier should I put it in? Well, duh! It's obviously S tier! Nah, I'm just kidding. Ooh. If you know chargers, then you know that they are so fun to use. And actually, no. I use a lot of chargers in Salmon Run. But seriously, splat chargers are really fun to play with. Especially with splat bombs and ink vacs. Yeah, who knew a close range special weapon can fit on a long-range main weapon. Though it does not deserve a P tier, but it does deserve an S tier. What about the side order version? Again, I don't like most of these side order weapons. You go with the side order version of the Octobrush. Now, what about the ZNF Splat Charger? Guys, you think InkVac fits with the normal one really well? You would not see the day that Trip Leg Strike fits on there so well too! Like, way better than InkVac! Like, it's a better fit than InkVac, really! Oh my god, this is so awesome! Sure, it has a splat. Well, again, need aiming radical for that. That's up, but suffice to say, it deserves the S tier like its brother. Now, what about the military Camo S Charger? Yeah, this thing belongs in the military because it has Sprinkler and Crab Tank. So, if you find some perfect camouflage spots that you're wearing full camo somehow, then you're good as gold. Just aim and get a headshot with either the charger or the Crab Tank. So, this thing belongs in S tier. And if you're wondering what about the scope versions, same tiers as the original versions. I mean, they're just basically the original versions anyways. You know, if I end up making the whole Meet the Mercenaries series in Splatoon, I would start off with Sniper with the E-Leader. Wanna know why? It has the most dangerous combo for a charger. It has Ink Mine and Wave Breaker. Nothing else. It's just perfect. Though, there's one downside to this. It's slow. Well, technically two. It's slow, and it's a gas pump. And you all know that gas pumps are confusing, too. I kid. This thing is really slow, but even though it should have been a P tier because it's powerful, I'd say I like everything to be fast and to the point, so S tier goes. Now, what about its ugly cousin? Yeah, red does not suit this color. Well, this weapon. And worst of all, I don't think Kraken fits well in this one. I mean, I get that they wanted to reference the original custom E-Leader, but really? Can't you just use a different sub-weapon like a tacticooler? This thing is a very powerful support weapon! I'm sorry to say this, but this deserves the B tier. Shocking. I know. I can't believe Mark 1 is Rushdown and Mark 2 is a distraction. But... ah, to hell with it! D tier! I know that Cuttlefish is gonna kill me for putting his favorite weapon in D tier, but this thing feels like trash anyways. From two confusing weapons to another. Yeah, I'm not confused on how their kits are great. I'm just confused on how they play in general. Like, huh? Are they just the first weapons that introduced a new gimmick for all chargers? Really? Yeah. These two feel way worse than the Bamboozlers, really. And to give Bamboozlers credit, they're pretty fast. These things, however, take confusingly long. And what's even more confusing, these things are supposed to be siphon pipes. Like, they could just rework those things where they charge normally, and to speed up the charge, they could just siphon up other shards, or siphon up the ink on the ground or walls. Really. Now it doesn't have to be your team's ink. It can be the other team's ink, really. But they're so confusing that I'm just gonna give both of them F tier. I don't care about their kits anyways. Yeah. Two confusing brothers. Oh yeah! The Pencil Chargers! AKA the Snipe Riders. Now, this thing is the 5/8 version. Note that I just say 5, because if you fully charge them, you get 5 shots. Just 5. Really. It is so awesome. And what's even awesome, this thing can throw out tacticoolers a whole lot. Like, just... it's a tacticooler machine gun! Except it's not a gun. Well, technically it is a gun, but it's a pencil. Yeah, I really like using Snipe Riders as actual pencils in some of my videos and posters and whatnot. I really love how they're just pencils and guns at the same time. Plus, it can throw out sprinklers too, just to make everyone in the other team salty. So, the Snipe Rider gets the P tier. P for pencil. But what about the 5B? Yeah, this thing does tactics in a very different fashion. Like, it's still a tactical weapon, but it traded a Sprinkler and Tacticooler with Splashwall and Inkstorm. Yeah. Let's just say that it's a pretty sweet combo for this kind of weapon, really. And, oh boy! You can really rain on someone's parade if you're lucky. Again, another P tier. Join in with your cousin, sir. This is a bucket. And there's more to it than just being a good bucket, really. This thing has Splat Bomb and Trite and Triple Ink Strike. Like, this thing is so awesome, really. I really like it. Especially when I managed to get my my biggest high score in side order, which I'll get to soon. But for now, this bucket gets the S tier. Now, what about the side order version? Again, this thing gave me the biggest high score, like a very huge amount, really. And you want to know the best part? I like its design. I like that it's Big Man's bucket. And this deserves a P tier anyways. But what about the Deco version? It has Angle Shooter and Zipcaster, which Zipcaster fits, but I don't think Angle Shooter doesn't. So, it should have been an S tier, but with the Angle Shooter, probably gets an A. Sorry, sir. Just like the Clash Blasters, do you think the devs just not join in the game because they're afraid of what they created? Like, they're really afraid of the Tri-Slushers too. Like, they are just extremely terrifying, really. So, I'm not just mad, except for one of them. But I'm gonna give these two B tiers. Pitiful B tiers, really. But they know how to flip, that's for sure. Sometimes. However, you, on the other hand, you got the goddamn splatter color screen. No, don't give me that look, bitch! You know what you did! So, just for that, you're getting F tier! Serves you right, anyways. Alright, so, before we get into these washing machines, I'd just like to say that I really love that little gif of those little guys walking. It's so cute. Anyways. The slushing machines. I really like its first kit with Fizzy Bomb and Booyah Bomb. This thing is a rushdown. And you know I love rushdowns, though. One thing's for sure, they also act like blasters. Like, one crit and you're done. So, even though they're not P tier material, they are definitely S tier material. Excuse me. And now, for the slushing machine Neo. This thing is a different kind of rush down, where you can still rush down, but it prefers to take it easy if you cast for drift. Like, it has point sensor to casually reveal someone who is hiding, if you're lucky. And when you're backed into a corner, just whip out a Trizuka! So I'm giving this one A tier. Okay, so the two blobblers, blobblers? Yeah, blobblers. Ugh. Tongue twister. These two are pretty much supportive, really. Like, the original one has Sprinkler and can rain on everybody's parade, while this one has Angle Shooter and can turn you into a Kraken. But there's one word he say besides their kits, Bubbles. Even though they are both support weapons. I'm putting this one in A tier because, well, you can rain down everybody's parade. And B tier? Angle shooter. Angle shooter and Krakens kinda don't mix well. Oh boy. We got something really explosive. We are dealing with explosers. The original one is pretty much a point sensor Inkstorm combo, which is pretty useful, but here's my issue. These things are slow. I don't mean like slow, I'm talking like like so slow, like so slow that it is infuriating to wait for that long. And we'll get to one of the other weapons later. But these things are really explosive, though. It might worth the wait. It might worth the whole long waiting on shooting those things. So I'm gonna give this one an A tier. What about the custom one? Easily the hotter brother of the Exploser. Which it has Splash Wall and Triple Ink Strike. Like, oh boy, this thing can really ruin your day if your shots get blocked with a wall, or you get wombo comboed into a freaking triple splashdown. So, even though it's not P tier material, it is still an S tier material. So, while I was making the video, Truffles came in and wanted to visit. Yeah, right, my baby. Yeah. Enjoy her gracefulness while we're settling down with that fast-paced video. You're so precious. Truffles! You're such a goober. Ah, yes. The best bucket of all. The Dreadringer. I'm not joking. This thing may be the most OP main weapon. But the sub-weapons can make or break any weapons, really. Same with the specials. Where this one somehow got the rushdown treatment where it's supposed to be some sort of defense weapon, really. Like, I'm confused on why Nintendo made the Dreadringer a rushdown weapon. It's its first kit too, which, goddamn. Yeah. This is so confusing, like, how can a defense weapon get a rushdown weapon and somehow rocks it? In my opinion, that is. It's not P tier or S tier material, but it is definitely A tier material. Good thing there was no spice there. What about the other two? Let's start off with the Dolphin, and this is a perfect example for the best defense weapon. Like, this thing is basically a defense version of the first Dreadringer. Like, instead of Suction Bomb and Reef Slider, this thing has Squid Beacon and Wave Breaker. Now, let's just say that Squid Beacons are pretty useful. No kidding, that is. But, oh boy, this should have been the original Dreadringer's kit. But credit where it's due, it is a pretty awesome kit though. Not a P tier kit, but an S tier kit. Now what about the Horns Dreadringer? It is spiky. It has a sub-weapon for a rushdown, and a special weapon for her defense, it's balanced, actually. Yes, it's basically a Dreadringer with the mixture between the normal kit and the second kit. So, S tier. Sorry. Alrighty, we finished up the buckets, and now we're on the Splatlings with the mini Splatling. And let me just say, this is perfect for the mini Splatling. Wanna know why? Burst Bomb and Ultra Stamp, a perfect combo for a fantastic rushdown weapon. Though there is one issue for me. I don't do well with Splatlings. I'm not kidding. Like, the controls are really confusing, but I digress. This one is a perfect rushdown weapon. Perfect enough to be an S tier. Alright! Yeah. What about the other two? The Zini is a Zinc Mini. Like, it has Toxic Mist and Big Bubbler. Yeah, it's a reference kit of its first iteration. Yeah. This thing has the kit for a defense weapon, but yeah, I don't think that defensive kits or tactical kits fit rushdown own weapons. So it should have got a high score if it has a different kit, but B tier. Now the third kit, the Piranha Splatling. Again, not gonna pronounce whatever those kinds of kits names are. Now, the Piranha Splatling is pretty interesting, really. Like, there's a big foil on the barrel. And this thing has Squid Beacon and Trizuka. It has one defensive sub and one attacking special, and it's a rushdown weapon. Yep, I knew it. I bloody knew it. It's a mix between speed, power, and tactical. I bloody knew it. But I'm giving it an S tier nonetheless. Its kit is alright though. Oh ho ho ho! Looks like we're playing with the big boys now! This is the Heavy Splatling! This thing is a very defensive weapon. Though it is really fast for charging, and it has a pretty good fire rate too. But not as fast as the mini Splatling, but still, regardless. This thing has Sprinkler and Wave Breaker, which, if you play your cards right, you can really ruin someone's day. So, it's not a P or S tier weapon, but it is an A tier weapon. Now, what about the Side Order Edition? If it wasn't for that, that gimmick with this part spins a lot, it would have been an F tier, but it's a D tier. There you go. Now, point sensor plus Kraken equals big disaster. And I meant it in a bad way. Like, seriously, this thing is a Splatling. It's a defensive weapon. You could have make the Kraken be in the Zinni. You could have just switch up the Kraken for the Deco and the Big Bubbler from the Zinni. Like, the Zinni should have had the Kraken, and the Deco should have had the Big Bubbler. I'm sorry to say this, but Yarnall Dividots of Doom, a different weapon, got it though. B tier. Guys, I think I cut its head off, and let's just say 2 more popped in. Yeah, the Hydra Splatling is a pretty sweet defensive weapon. I mean, it manages to make Booyah Bomb very defensive. Like, seriously. I mean, they have auto bombs to make your target run away with fear or anger or whatever else, and then pop in a quick Booyah Bomb and blowy! This thing is so heavy that it is too hard to carry. Seriously, I mean, this thing charges way slower than ever. Like, Jesus Christ, how much time do you need to charge this damn thing? So, yeah, it deserves the S tier. Should have been P if it charges a little bit faster, though. Now, this motherfucker has splatter color screen. Ink Mines, it fits. Splatter color screen, yeah, it tarnished its reputation. So tarnished that it deserves the F tier. Congratulations, you ruined your life. But what about the third one? This thing is so defensive that no one can touch it. With Sprinkler and Big Bubbler, it's a perfect defense weapon. Sure, it's pretty slow to start, but you can really rock with this thing. I'm not joking. Even though it definitely deserves the P tier, the charge speed needs a little bit more adjusting to be that. So, S tier it is. Welp, this thing is a pretty confusing version of the next weapon, because the ballpoint has a pretty neat mechanic that it took from the next weapon, though it is really confusing. Like, there's 2 versions of it: the short range version where it fires fast, and the long range version where in like a few seconds it turns from fast fire rate to medium fire rate with a longer range. Like, seriously. But hey, at least it can be used as a rushdown weapon, though you might need a good trigger finger. But for me, my trigger finger is always itchy. So for the right circumstances, it's a P tier, but most of the time, it's pretty much an S tier. Now, how about the Nouvelle version? Yeah, this thing switches from offense to defense. You could say it's switching it up. I kind of messed up the timing, but anyways, this thing swapped from an offensive ballpoint into a defensive ballpoint. Like, it has Ink Mines and Ink Vac, where Ink Mines are very dangerous, but Ink Vac, it's still a double-edged sword. So, A tier? Nah, S tier. Go with your brother, sir. Enjoy! Well. We managed to get to the Nautilus. The most fun splatling ever. Wanna know why? You can pretty much charge it again after you let go of the shoot button. Like, seriously, this is so fun. Like, I am so stoked when I go to it. I mean, I've heard that this thing is so fun, and when I try it on my hands, it is way more fun than I thought. I mean, the speed is perfect, and the kit on the Nautilus 47, yeah, that thing has a point sensor, which is useful and all, but oh boy, ink storms can really rain on anyone's parade. It's just, let me just say that Inkstorm is always a big rain cloud. I always say that it rains on anyone's parade, really. You can't blame me for that, so I'm putting Nautilus in the P tier. Sadly, there's no N tier for that. Now, what about 79? 79 has a suction bomb and triple splashdown. This thing is pretty much powerful, really. Like, a little bit more powerful. Just a teeny bit. I'm not kidding. Same thing as the original, but different kits. Though, I'm not comfortable with the suction bomb and triple splashdown. So, S tier maybe? Or A tier? I'm gonna go with A. Yeah. Welp, the heavy-headed Splatling is just that. It's heavy. I'm not talking like the weight of the weapon, really. I'm talking like how hard it hits. Like, oh boy, it's really painful yet so satisfying to use. Though, it has Cunning Bomb and a Touch Cooler, where it thinks it can be a pencil charger, but it's sorely mistaken. This thing is an offensive weapon, not a defensive weapon. So, it gets the A tier. But what about the Nouveau? This fits the original perfectly. Splat Bomb and Crap Tank. This thing is pretty much offensive, really. It can be at the front line. Like, seriously, in the front line. If I were to use this thing right now, oh boy, I would be spamming with Crap Tanks every time. Even if I don't know how to use them. So, S tier. Welp, we made it to the dualies. The most complex yet simple weapons. Though, I'm not fond with any dualies, really. Well, except for one, just like the roller. But, yeah. So, let's start off with Dapples. These things are rushdown support, and honestly, it really fits with the original Dapples. I mean, this thing is pretty short range and deals chip damage, but this thing has Squid Beacon and Tacticooler. You can do wonders with those things. Though, it is easy to learn, but hard to master. Just like how I try to figure out how to get those things up here. Because, well, they are pretty difficult because they're just two weapons instead of just the one. So, well, they're not B tier material, but they're definitely S tier. I'm bringing the other one. There. Now, what about the other ones? The Double Nouveau? Full-on rushdown, baby. They got Torpedo and Reef Slider. Like, you can't go wrong with those. But, again, not fun with any dualies, really. So, yeah. Plus, the dodge rolls are sometimes annoying, too. Like, when you're shooting and when someone has a wave breaker out, instead of just jumping while shooting, you just dodge roll. And 9 times out of 10, I always dodge roll right into the wave breaker and not just... Whew. Though, they are B tier material, but with my experience with dualies, I'm giving them S. And now, We got the peeping... No, not peeping. Sightseeing dapples. Yeah. Reason why I call them sightseeing dapples is because of the fact that these headlights kind of look like eyes to me. Even more convincing. Those shooty parts. No, wait. The barrels. Yeah, the barrels look like eyeballs too. Yeah, these things have splat bomb and killer whale. They're rushdown defense, but not like the original dapples anyways. But sadly, yeah, I'm gonna give them A tier. Oh, forgot to mention, they're Halloween color too. You just can't see it because your character is always far away in some matches, you know? Oh yeah, the dualies. The OG splat dualies. Yeah, these things are pretty much average, but with the suction bomb and crab tank, I kind of get it. Because, well, here's the thing. These dualies are a perfect match for crab tank. Like, seriously, what else can fit crab tank, huh? Maybe other dualies, but these ones, they really fit crab tank so damn well. Like, seriously. Dualies are just two guns, while crab tanks have two pincers with guns inside them. Like, genius! So with that, I'm giving these dualies the S tier. No. P tier. They're perfect because they introduced the crab tank in the most creative way possible. Now what about the starter edition? Well, they are the first weapon, but me no likey. Like, me no likey so much that it deserves the F tier. Now, what about the pearlescent ones? Creative Weirds too. They're perfect for being a rushdown and offensive. You wanna know why? Well, let's just say that they have curling ball, which, could have fit with the fizzy bomb nonetheless, but still, regardless, they can rush down with curling bomb, and when the time is right, they strike down with the triple splashdown. Like, I really love that tactic anyways. So, I'm gonna get the P rank. P for pearlescent. Now, what about the Twinkles dualies? They got the fizzy bomb, but they don't got a very powerful special because, well, they have Big Bubbler, a defensive special. However, I forgot to mention that Big Bubblers also act like squid beacons. Like, for a very long time, I thought they were just big shields, but when I took a really close look at them, yeah, they're not only big shields, but also perfect for squid jumping. Like, holy hell, like, if you somehow manage to get into the enemy base, just whip out a Big Bubbler, spam this way, and let them just jump right to you. Though, they're not P tier material, sadly. But they are S tier material. Is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? Oh. Right, the glue guns. Yeah. The glue guns are pretty defensive, like, they have splash wall, but they also got a booyah bomb. Why? Panic button. Yeah, they have booyah bomb as a panic button. So, here's the downside. They fire really slowly. Like, they are slow. Like, slower than how you're charging the Hydras. So, with that, I'm giving them the A tier. Now, what about the Deco glue guns? They got point sensor. However, they got range. And not just their own range, but there's also the Trizuka range. Like, and the best part is, they're tank dualies. They fit as freaking tank dualies. So with that, aside from the point sensor, S tier. Yep, I'm showing off their gimmick right here, kinda. Yeah, I try to recreate how they connect when you dodge roll. But the dually scrouchers are pretty nice. Like, if you don't like the one barrel from the normal jet squelcher, then try to get those dually scrouchers. Sure, they have the same fire rate as the original jet squelcher, but these things are just a pair of starter snipers with pretty good fire rate, though. And again, Splat Bomb. Such a balanced sub-weapon. And Wave Breaker, to combine with that, oh boy, you got a masterpiece right here. A masterpiece so massive that it deserves the P tier. Yeah, I just really love those things. Now then, what about its custom brother? Well, even though the custom Jet Squelcher should have been a color representing poison, the custom ones, they're already perfect as is. I mean, they just, all they did was just add a sticker and a yellow tip on both of these things, and they called it a day. And it's already perfect. I mean, they changed up the kit with the squeak beacon, which pretty useful for a faster way to travel and an easier way to travel. But also Super Chump. I always love those things. So, just like its brother, it's getting the P tier. Oh boy. The hooves dapple. The hooves scratch squelchers. What have they done? I mean, I was excited to use these. I mean, just, they have zebra printing, and they look like heavy metal stars. Though, the kit, it's just trash. Like, they use point sensor, and the worst sub, the splatter color screen. Sadly, their design won't save them from an F tier. I'm just disappointed with those squelchers all over again. Well, that did made me a little bit better. Those things got hops. Like, you get 4 dodge rolls. 4! These things are very springy shoes, but they're not even shoes at all. They're just dualies. And I love them. Though, they are pretty rushed down. Like, sure, their fire rate needs to be a little bit more faster to be rushed down, but I'll be damned. They fed us pretty sweet rush downs. Though, I can't give it a P or an S, but I can give them an A rank. Well, A tier. Blech. It's stuck. There we go. Now, what about its lighter counterpart? Yep! As I thought. Spider-Man colored. Kinda. Yeah. This thing has sprinkler, no doubt about that, but Zipcaster, holy hell. What an awesome special weapon. Sorry for the long pause. But these things are just so awesome with frickin' Zipcaster. That deserves an S tier. Sadly, not a P tier, though. They should really fix up with those fire rates on these things, you know? From a 4 dodge roll dually to just a 1 dodge roll dually. This is the Dowser dualies. And these things are pretty awesome. Like, sure, you can only have 1 dodge roll, but the fire rates, man. The fire rate when you dodge. Oh, boy. This thing can fire so fast. Like, holy hell. And to pair this is Ink Mine and Killer Whale. Which, again, I love Killer Whale. And Ink Mines on these things? Well, you can be really strategic. Like, let's say if there's someone rushing you down, so you place down a mine, shoot at them normally, then dodge roll, shoot rapidly when they hit the mine. Though it's really hard to execute, though. Well, I like the gimmick, but it's not P tier material, sadly. But it is S tier material. Now, what about its custom brother? Mamma mia. They are so painful. Like, seriously painful. Just burst bomb for Convoy and triple ink strike. Like, it feels like it's overkill, really. And I like some good old overkill. Like, it deserves a P tier overkill. Oh, they are not ordinary umbrellas. They're shotgun umbrellas. Yep. The umbrellas are really versatile with its pretty sweet gimmick of using the canopy as a shield, by the way. Yeah. This thing has a sprinkler and triple ink strike, though just topping it a lot is pain, but at least it's better than those noses! So, it deserves the A tier. And I thought umbrellas soften landings or slow down landings. Now, as for the order version, sorry I have to do this. Marina is gonna kill me for that. Now, what about the Sorello umbrella? Oh boy, this thing is pretty much useful for making people run around like they're just damn it, I lost my analogy, but the point is, this thing is pretty useful for making everybody run around like idiots. And the inkjet, oh boy, it is really fun. So, well, yeah, that's pufferfish, but It's still an A tier. Ah. The weapon that takes way longer than everybody thought. You think waiting for the Hydras to charge takes long? You haven't seen the days, in fact, weeks to take this thing to open up its canopy. And what do we get? A useful shield. Yeah, Tentabrillas are really useful defensive weapons. With Squid Beacon and Inkvac for the base kit. And holy hell, this thing is so slow yet so satisfying if you manage to time everything right. It's not B tier material, far from it. It's way too slow, but it is an S tier. S tier. Now what about the other ones? The Cerulebrella? Oh boy. This thing has ink mines. And tanks plus ink mines mix well. You know what? Kinda mixes well too? Trizuka. Yeah, this thing has Trizuka. Even though it's, I don't know. It's not as good as I thought, but still regardless. It's A tier. Now, for the Arctic Tentabrill, this thing can make you feel like you're in Antarctica with the coldness of toxic mist and the super cute Super Chump resembling penguins. No, Super Chump's bombs are not like penguins at all. So this thing is really sweet. So I'm giving this one S tier. Ah yes, my most favorite Brillas of all. The Undercover Brillas. Oh, they are so sneaky, yet so defensive. Like, I really like how the canopy never flies off. It's just stuck there as a literal shield. You can just hide behind it and rain down pellets. Though, you can also use ink mines just to be a little bit more sneaky. And if you're ready to take on what this thing can do, just whip out a Reef Slider and boom! They go down! So, I'm gonna give this one a good old B tier. B for perfectly undercover. Now, I don't care if you have a torpedo. I don't care if you have a pretty cool pattern. You have a fucking splatter color screen. And worst of all, we can't even see our awesome patterns either. So, you get the F tier. Congratulations. Enjoy it. Speaking of patterns, the patterns Undercover Brilla. This thing has a curling bomb, which you can rush down, and killer whale, which you can just go back to the spawn and whale them down. And the best part? There's more patterns inside! It's really awesome. So this thing gets the P tier as well. Enjoy. Yeah, they're bamboozlers, but better. Like, Mark 1 has a angle shooter. Sure, it's a pretty meh sub, but it has Big Bubbler, which is pretty defensive. And Mark 2 has Toxic Mist and triple Splashdown. This thing can really rack up pretty sweet combos, you know. So, they are weird, but in a good way. B tier. For both of these Brillas. Also, can we just say that there's some weird texture problems going on underneath their canopies? Yeah. Don't blame Splatoon, blame Gary's mod. Woo! Yeah! Tri-stringer, baby! Yeah! This thing got me hooked up to Splatoon 3! Yeah. Basically, tri-stringers are like bows, and let me just say, I really love the stringer class. Sure, this thing has Toxic Mist and Killer Whale, but this is the first ever weapon I have. Not in the game, but also the game's Splatfest demo. Yeah, so this thing deserves the P tier. And you might be thinking, well, gee, you hate most of the side order weapons, but what about the side order version of this one? P tier as well. Wanna know why? It looks really slick. And, I used it on one of the dupes I made. And also, I like the side order version of the bucket and Luna Blaster. Oh wait, that's the original one. Where's the side order? Oh, there it is. I love the side order version of the Luna Blaster as well. Now, what about the other two? The Inkline Tri-Stringer? It's a piece of plywood that has Sprinkler to ruin someone's day, and Super Chump, which makes everybody all run around like idiots trying to get rid of all of them before they blow up. This thing is pretty sweet, and I really love the plywood design. P tier. And now for the bulbs, Tri-Stringer. That was a really embarrassing clip. Yeah, well, I really like that all of the Ember's weapons are based on the 3 colors of Pokken Tournament. Yeah, and there's a reason why it's called the Bulbs Stringer. There's LED bulbs there. And sure, the angle shooter is meh, but I really love the Inkjet. It's not S tier, it's not A tier, it is a P tier. Yeah, some weapons float down gracefully, but the umbrellas aren't when they're open. You. Thank God they nerfed Tenta missiles. Otherwise, if they didn't, these things would be number 1 for spamming fucking specials. And worst of all, they are so hard to 1-star, let alone try to get all those flashy stickers. Yeah, those little shits are really hard. Like, they're supposed to be like rust down, but they're a nuisance. And I don't like the original Reflux kit with Curling Bomb and Tenta missiles. But hey, at least that the Tenta missiles are nerfed. But still, this thing deserves the C tier. C for crap. You, on the other hand, the Reflux Deco, you are the worst one ever. You got Splash Wall and Reef Slider. Are you an offensive or defensive? Make up your goddamn mind! You deserve a worse tier than C. You deserve the goddamn D tier. And you, Milky Reflux, you got Torpedo and Booyah Bomb. The worst combo ever, in my opinion. Like, Jesus Christ, and worst of all, your color is just that's it. You're getting the F tier. Fuck you. Yeah, I fucking hate refluxes. They're worse than arrow sprays. From 3 horrible weapons to 2 sweet weapons. First up is the Wellstring V, and I really like this. I mean, it's a well that shoots out like 5 popsicles. I'm not joking. While regular Tri-Stringer shoots out 3 popsicles, and those fucking refluxes only shoot out 3 darts. These things shoot 5 popsicles, and you know what's awesome? It spreads when you fully charge them. Like, that is so awesome! And with Autobomb and Ultra Stamp, holy crap, this heavy well can stamp good. So, sure it is B tier material, but I'm gonna go with this because I love the other version. I'm gonna die on this hill because the custom well string is way better than the original well string. And no, it's not about the sticker or the recolored band. Yeah, I have great eyesight. It's because this thing is so awesome with its kit. Like, holy hell, you can really ping everybody with the point sensor and wave breaker. Like, this is so awesome. And the best part of all, it's my main. So of course I have personal bias. I mean, everything's my personal bias. Like, it's my tier list. I make my own opinions. And my opinion is that it gets higher than P tier. It gets P plus. Nah, I'm just kidding. Still, P tier. You were expecting me to start this off with Splatana Wipers? Nah. The Stampers are the poster child for the Splatana class. And its base kit with Burst Bomb and Zipcaster is so awesome. Like, no wonder why Fry mains this. It's so heavy yet so awesome. It's a heavy hitting Zipcaster weapon. And the Burst Bomb, holy crap, it can combo well. So, I'm giving this one the P tier. Same with the side order one. Why? Again, Fry mains Splatana Stampers, and yeah, if you put two and two together, it's basically a motherfucking vibrator. Alright, what about the other two? The Stamper Nouveau, it's alright for a defensive-esque Stamper with Toxic Mist and Crab Tank, though. I'm not fond with that green and white-esque look. It's kind of look like a horribly steel-painted Skylander. So, yeah, this thing gets the B tier. Now, what about Stickers Splatana Stamper? P tier. Why? 2 reasons. 1, Autobomb and Booyah Bomb. The best rushdown combo. Like, this thing is a heavy heavy rushdown weapon, and B, I love my stickers, so get in the P tier. There we go. I found those wipers. Wait. It's not even wintertime during this recording. Oh wait, I can't even drive either. Nonetheless, I like the meme where Sheldon uses winter windshield wipers for those weapons, and I really like them. And pairing those things up with Torpedo and Ultra Stamp, Chef's Kiss, though it's not P tier material, sadly, though it is S tier material. What about the other two? The Splatona Wiper Deco? Yeah, this thing's a rushdown support, and let's just say that this thing can attract a lot of people, though it has Tenta missiles, which is pretty OP. If you're thinking that Tenta missiles was like in Splatoon 2, which, thank God, we still have that nerf. Yeah, I'm still glad that Nintendo nerfed Tenta missiles to hell. Yeah, so this thing also gets a S tier. What about the rusty wiper? Is a full-on rushdown with Trezuka. Like, picture this. You were wiping down lots of space, and then somebody snuck up with its own Splatona, but your special is already ready, so you activate the special, turn around, and you make them fly. Yeah. That sadly did not happen with me, though. Would have been cool. So, P tier. Well, well, well. We finally have toothbrush swords. Yeah. Sadly, the decapitators aren't my style. Though they are pretty good weapons. Like, this thing is defensive with a little offensive twist with the suction bomb, well, sticky bomb, and the other is a very offensive sword with the little defensive twist with the splash wall, though it's yin and yang. I don't have any opinions with them, so both of them gets B tier. Oral B tier, I say. Now, you might be thinking, well, what about the Grisco weapons? Well, I was saving them for last. Oh, you're gonna have one hell of a treat!